Hello.
Hi, Eleanor. Thanks for having us today.
Hi. Yeah, thanks for coming.
You're welcome. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to answer 73 questions?
10.
Awesome. All right. What inspires you?
Everything. Uh, every impression, nature, negative space, travel, architecture, food, wine, colors,
Be-
sounds.
Beautiful. When does inspiration strike?
Um, I think when I'm in a really good mood, actually. Do you guys want to come in? Come in. Welcome.
Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? I would say, please have a seat. Other creative people that have a positive attitude, um, a good outlook on life, and want to try and do good things.
Awesome. Can you tell us about your art collection?
My art collection is a complete hodgepodge of things from pieces that were dug out of the garbage when I was finishing art school to mixed with newly acquired pieces that my partner and I have collected.
Awesome. What is your favorite piece?
My favorite piece is Forget Love, Buy Me Diamonds by Maggie Hall.
Go-to food.
Pizza.
When did you first discover your love of art?
I think as a small child, but I maybe didn't understand that it was art at the time. I thought perhaps more of it such as um, culture, and I was very interested in culture. And along with that came museums that we would travel to on school trips and things like that. So I think it has been building and existing for a long time.
Amazing. What is your favorite material to work with?
Yellow gold.
Favorite place you've lived?
Hmm. I am going to say Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Amazing. In one word, describe your practice.
One word.
One word.
Um, Encompassing.
In one word, describe Dade.
Creative.
In one word, describe your style.
Clean.
What makes zero sense to you?
That we are not doing anything about ending homelessness in Calgary, Alberta.
What is the first thing you thought about this morning?
I believe that it was what to wear to the gym.
And what is on your to-do list today?
I'm seeing a couple of clients. I have to photograph a couple of pieces and get them ready for delivery.
New York or LA?
New York.
Favorite artist past
Mark Rothko.
and present?
Sarah Martin.
Who would you love to collaborate with?
That's a great question. I would love to collaborate with Juliana Rempel.
You can maybe do something about that. What is the last thing you purchased?
A bouquet of flowers.
What's your favorite song?
That Hotel by Donovan Woods.
If you were seated at a dinner party, who would you want to sit next to?
Living or dead? I mean,
Either.
um, I mean, Anna Wintour would be quite fascinating to sit next to.
And perhaps terrifying.
Yes, both.
Can you explain your creative process?
Because I work a lot with clients coming to me with a project, it means that I tune into what they are looking for and what they are seeking. So my process is very different if there is directly a consumer, a client for the piece, versus if it is something that I'm creating for stock, or out of the desire to make something come to life. Um, Learning about the purpose of it, learning about what you want to achieve with the piece, and getting influences from either the client or from various styles that I might want to incorporate into it.
What is the most important thing for when you're creating?
A clean space, a tidy space.
At what age did you feel confident in your art ability?
Uh, Always and never.
Sushi or pizza?
Pizza.
What's something you recently learned that blew your mind?
What is something I recently learned that blew my mind? Um, Mustard is one of the only things that can be mixed with both oil and water and completely diluted. Come have a seat.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book is, I would have to admit to my guilty pleasure of saying any of the John Grisham books. Not a highbrow reader.
When's the last time you were surprised?
Last time I was surprised, trying to clean out the garage. And I found an abundance of boxes with gifts for me that I wasn't aware existed.
That's a nice surprise.
Yes, it is.
When and how did you first connect with Dade?
I was dreaming of starting my own business, and I lived in Inglewood at the time, and I would drive up and down 9th Avenue, and I would look at this very intimidating looking art space that I thought seemed super cool. And I was a little bit too scared to initially walk in there, so I made a couple of calls, but just hung right up because I thought I'd called the wrong number. And that would have been sometime perhaps in 2010.
So it's been a long time.
Yes, it has.
24 hours in Calgary. Where would you spend your time?
I would probably involve eating pizza at a Zuri Pizzeria or Pizza Culture or Noble Pie. And then I would most likely go down to the Bow River, and then just enjoy a little bit of river serenity in Inglewood.
And your favorite color?
I would say black, but black is technically the absence of color, so it is not a color. So then followed by red and green.
Favorite season?
Season? Winter.
Sunset or sunrise?
Haven't been awake for a lot of the sunrises, so I'm going to go with sunset.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Favorite local business?
Favorite local business? Lost in Layers, clothing brand.
How would you describe your studio?
My design studio is eclectic and colorful, but very clean, very organized and tidy. My workshop is an absolute mess, chaotic mess. Goldsmiths, silversmiths, we tend to clean our benches maybe 3 times a year. And in the meantime, it is just an evolution of where did I place this tool that I now need.
What's one thing that's rewarding about being an artist?
I would say that I get a lot of words of affirmation. People are very appreciative of the work that I create and they love it. So I get a lot of, I don't want to say compliments or accolades, but I feel like I am very appreciated for what I create.
That's amazing. What's one challenging thing about being an artist?
Never knowing if the things that you create are going to be exactly what the client is interested in and looking for, but also not knowing when a client is going to come to you and be looking for something.
How do you relax?
With a glass of wine in my hand.
How long have you been an artist?
I started creating things when I was a child. I would cut up my mother's jewelry, necklaces, sometimes with permission, sometimes without. And that would have started, I'm sure, when I was 4 or 5 years old. And I would restring them and make them into new things. But then officially, I decided to, after having worked in politics for a year after high school, I decided to full time try going into the arts. So that would have been in 2001.
What is the first piece you sold?
In art school, I was commissioned by a friend to make a suite of jewelry, earrings, and necklace for her mother, who had a Finnish Sami indigenous heritage. So it had a little bit of a kind of a Finnish folklore style to it. Almost looked a little bit like a dream catcher. That was the first suite of jewelry that I sold in silver.
Amazing. What is your superpower?
Making money disappear out of my bank account really quickly.
Something you want to learn?
I would like to pick back up. I have known it at one point, but never very proficiently, to read music and play piano.
How long have you been in Calgary?
I moved here August 13th, 2005. So coming up on 19 years this summer.
Any plans for 20?
I feel like it will need to be a party.
Dream vacation?
Um, I feel like Bora Bora or the Maldives, no expenses spared, would be really quite lovely.
I think it would. What's your favorite art piece you have bought?
I have a $1 bill by Keith Haring that I purchased for a lot more than $1. And I really quite like that one.
What excites you most about art?
I think the thought process, the fact that you can travel, it's a little bit like reading a really interesting book with a plot twist, perhaps. It kind of makes you travel in your thinking, in your creative thinking, and it becomes this journey that is influenced by everything you've ever experienced in your life up until that point. And that becomes represented in a piece of art.
How would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself as outgoing, energetic, quite chatty. I feel like I have a sense of humor, dark, but also sometimes silly. Being from Finland, I'm definitely can be a little bit stoic, perhaps at times, but I would say that I'm hardworking, kind, compassionate, and not the greatest listener. I like to do the talking.
First thing you think of when you come home?
Into this space, I think, wow, I love our home.
Favorite TV show?
Past or present,
Either?
Anna Green Gables, due south.
I should have known. One item every person should own?
A killer statement ring.
That's a good answer. What advice would you give to up and coming artists?
Be true to yourself and don't create out of the incentive to necessarily sell. I find that the drive to create to sell creates a more shallow product end result. Create out of love for what you're doing, um, and eventually the customers will come to you, the clients will come to you. I am a strong believer in the fact that hustle culture is a thing of the past and that we are killing ourselves being part of that rat race. So work hard, be diligent, and be committed to what you're doing. Work effectively and efficiently, but remember that you can only do great work if you take time off and rest and recharge.
Great answer. What would you tell your younger self?
You're plenty the way you are. You're enough.
Pattern or texture?
Texture,
Dots or stripes?
stripes.
Colorful or monotone?
Ooh. Both have a place, but I feel like if you look at our space, I'm going to have to say colorful.
Minimalism or maximalism?
Oh, both also have a place, and I love the combination of the two. But I feel that minimalism is going to have to weigh slightly heavier on that one for me.
Text or phone?
Text.
What are you loving in life right now?
I am loving the fact that I could buy a friend breakfast this morning and not have to double check that I had money in my bank account to pay for it.
Where do you hope to see the world?
In a more kind place, in a healthier place where we care about the environment and we care about others and that we are inclusive, whether it is religion, race, sexual orientation. We need to be better for each other and for the planet that we are living on. And right now, we are doing almost the complete opposite of that. And I would like to see there be a shift where um, we actually take care of Mother Earth and each other.
Where were you born?
I was born in Pensala, Finland. Finland, in a small village that belonged to the municipality of Oravais.
What's your favorite era?
Art Deco.
Favorite place in the world?
Favorite place in the world? Prince Edward Island.
What was the best gift you gave or received?
The best gift I received was a beautiful painting that my partner David purchased from Dade Loft for our 6-month anniversary. It hangs on our wall and it's a very treasured piece.
Favorite cocktail?
Ooh. I always enjoy a French 75, but I feel like that's like a little bit boring. So I am going to say the Corpse Survivor.
What's that?
It's a really delicious cocktail. It's quite common. I won't be able to list the ingredients off to you, but if you see it on a menu, try it. I know you'd like it.
Early bird or night owl?
Definitely night owl.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve is when people talk about, let's say they live in Edmonton and they're going to come up to Calgary. That is not how directions work. You are coming down the globe. It doesn't have to do with elevation of the place. It has to do direction on the globe.
Well, it's the first time I've heard that.
Yep.
What are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to going to Europe to see my family, mom and dad, older siblings and their kids, and my friends back in Finland, doing a quick stop in London as well to see some of my friends from college. And I feel like this time last summer it was a very intensive trip because it was the first time we had gone back to Finland since COVID. This is going to be a little bit more casual, a little bit more fun, a little bit less pressure to go back and visit with family.
And number 73, what is the piece you wish you still had?
Piece I wish I still had. A friend of mine who is an amazing artist in Finland gifted me with a ceramic sculpture in the shape and hand painted as a 7-Up bottle. And I left it standing on a dresser and needed to move the dresser, and the ceramic 7-Up bottle fell over and broke into 1,000 pieces. I still miss that piece.
Well, thank you for taking the time to answer 73 questions, and we look forward to your upcoming exhibition.
Wonderful. So do I.